What if I told you that in 1780, a single man almost shattered the Spanish Empire? Not a king, not a general, not a foreign army. A man born under Spanish rule who decided he had seen enough. High in the Andes Mountains of Peru, the Spanish Empire had ruled for more than 2 centuries. Silver from the mines of Potosi fueled Europe's wealth. Ships sailed heavy with treasure. The empire expanded, but beneath that wealth was suffering. Indigenous communities were forced into the meta labor system, sent deep into mines for months at a time. Taxes increased, food grew scarce, and colonial officials abused their power without consequence. The empire grew rich. The people grew desperate. Among them was a nobleman named José Gabriel Condorcanqui. He was educated, fluent in Spanish, recognized by the colonial system, but he carried a powerful lineage. He claimed descent from the last Inca ruler ever executed by Spain, and in 1780, he took that ruler's name, Túpac Amaru. It was not just symbolic, it was a declaration. At first, he did not call for war. He petitioned the crown. He demanded reform. He asked for an end to forced labor and corruption. Spain ignored him. So, on November 4th, 1780, everything changed. Túpac Amaru II arrested a Spanish colonial official named Antonio de Arriaga. Days later, that official was executed publicly. The message was clear. The Andes would no longer submit quietly. The mountains answered. Farmers joined him. Miners abandoned the shafts. Messengers rode through icy passes carrying word of rebellion. Within weeks, thousands gathered under his banner. For the first time in centuries, the Inca name was spoken not in memory, but in resistance. Spanish authorities were stunned. Rebel forces won early victories. Colonial troops were pushed back. Towns trembled. Fear spread among Spanish elites. Some believed this was the beginning of a restored Andean state, an empire reborn from the ashes. But revolutions are fragile. Weapons were scarce. Training was uneven. Supplies ran thin in the harsh mountain terrain. And Spain was not weak. Reinforcements marched from Lima and beyond. Cannons climbed the same mountain roads rebels once controlled. Orders were ruthless. Crush the uprising. Destroy the symbol. Restore fear. Battles intensified across southern Peru. Entire regions were engulfed in chaos. Then, betrayal. In early 1781, Túpac Amaru II was captured. Bound in chains, he was taken to Cusco, the ancient heart of the Inca Empire. Spain wanted more than a victory. They wanted a spectacle. In the main square, thousands gathered to witness his punishment. The sentence was read aloud. The authorities believed that by publicly destroying one man, they would extinguish rebellion forever. But something happened that empires never fully understand. Fear can silence people, but it can also harden them. Though the uprising was eventually defeated, though Spanish control was restored, the illusion of invincibility was shattered. The rebellion of Túpac Amaru II became one of the largest indigenous uprisings in colonial American history. It terrified Spain, it exposed cracks in imperial power, and it planted an idea that could not be erased. Empire is not eternal. Decades later, independence movements would sweep across South America. Leaders would rise. Nations would break free. Colonial rule would collapse. And in Peru, the name Túpac Amaru would endure, not as a failed rebel, but as a symbol, a spark, a reminder that resistance can begin with a single decision. Sometimes rebellions fall. Sometimes empires win battles. But history remembers the ones who dared to challenge the impossible. And in the mountains of Peru, one man dared.